Hi everyone, this is Felix. I want to do a video on a 55-gallon planted tank. This is my first planted tank and took a lot of time and a lot of research to get it going where it is today. Kind of want to share with everybody that's new to the hobby. I'm still new to this still, but still got a lot to learn. But I'd like to share some of the struggles I have with a high-tech planted tank. I like to kind of cover the equipment in this video. So some of the equipment I've used, I want to, as you can see, keep everything out of the tank as much as possible. So the only thing in this tank is the intake and the outtake of the water pump. Sorry, not the water pump, but the filter, and also a wave maker to the right of the corner, upper right hand corner in the back there. Other than that, that's just a computer fan cable dangling in the back, but that's not really actually in the tank. So just kind of go over the setup. I have a 10-gallon CO2 tank. I recommend getting the biggest CO2 tank you can afford or fit. I tried using the paintball CO2 tank and I had to refill it every 2 months, which got kind of annoying. So this 10-pound has been running for about 4 to 5 months and haven't had to refill it once. So the setup is basically the 10-pound tank goes into the dual stage regulator, which is connected to the bubble counter. I'm running about 1 to 2 bubbles per second there, and this is one of the critical components to actually get the CO2 level right. I had 3 broke out on me, and that kind of screwed up my tank, killed one of my tank. One of my tank crashes was caused by that, and you can see that the CO2 tank is connected to regulator, bubble counter. Then you have the airline hosing with the check valve so the water doesn't flow back into the tank, and you can see that it's connecting to the back of the tank, and the air line is going into a CO2 diffuser. This is all out of the tank, of course, and then the water is actually flowing down into the Fluval 406 filter, and then pump back out again into the tube, and it goes straight into a Hydor heater, so it's also external, and then back into the tank. So you can see the from the side view, you have kind of like a pre-filter going on over there, sucking it all the way up, and then down it goes, back down into the CO2, and then the CO2 is forced back into the Fluval 406. It was actually recommended by one of the vendors when I was trying to troubleshoot my tank, and then it kind of gives the CO2 to dissolve in the water before it's pumped back in the tank. So I got about 50 inches worth of fish in here. It's my favorite kiwi fish. I believe it's I can't remember the species of the fish, but definitely got some algae eaters. That's a Siamese algae eater, and some autocats lurking around. Oh, there's one over there. So going back to equipment, right? That's always kind of the challenging thing. I want to kind of draw a diagram so it's more clear cut. Now you've seen the actual items, so I just want to kind of draw it out. So if you look at it here, basically I've listed every vendor that I've used and tried throughout the time and finally settled on. So starting with a CO2 tank, I just bought this off of Amazon. It's probably $100. And then you have a CO2 Art dual stage regulator. These guys are actually located in the UK. What I love about them is their service is great. The dual stage regulator was not that expensive, and special thanks to Carol and Miroslav. They've been really great in helping me with some of the issues with the regulator and also the bubble counter, and Carol is the one that gave me the suggestion to pump the CO2 into the Fluval. So what you have here is you have the tank going to the bubble counter, going to the check valve, and then feeding the CO2 into the diffuser, and then the CO2 is forced down due to the current of the water into the Fluval 406 Cantor's filter, and then as it goes through, it gets pumped back up into the heater and back into the tank. So the water is basically pointing towards the front of the tank, giving kind of a circular rotation, and then I only have a Hydor, I believe that's a Koralia, whatever, pointing towards the back, so it's basically giving a full circle of rotation here. Then you have your, CO2 jaw checker. I have a 248-inch Phoenix lights, so it's definitely a high-tech tank. The Phoenix Ray 2 and the Monster Ray. Monster Ray just gives a little bit better color, but I believe it's kind of an overkill, so I only have my lights about 5 hours on every day because I just have too much light. You can also see that my top tank is covered with floating plants that's kind of, sucking over any leftover nutrients, and also protect the rest of the plants for too much light. And too much light can be an issue. So as you can see, there's not too much of an algae problem in this tank, and it's largely due to the duckweed. That's basically, I started with only maybe a handful, 12 or 13, and this is what happened in about 2 months time. Basically took over the top of the tank, which I like. So that's it. If you have any questions, post below, and I'll try to answer as much as possible. Thank you.